Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Poshmark seller updates. All of this information is available on the Poshmark blog. The blog comes out once a month and I think it's a really good resource to read it, subscribe to it, read it, use the information there to help your business. They have things from what's trending, what's selling, keywords that are really important in your listings. Use the keywords that Poshmark is telling you to use because that means something. In my books, I think it means something. So if you're not subscribed, you can probably access it through the app sometimes on the banner. But if you Google Poshmark blog, you can subscribe from there as well. Okay, so what we're going to focus on are the seller updates. This is available on the blog, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to bring my notes up because I've been having a hard time reading them. Bulk sharing is back, so we all know this. I think we all know this. Finding new poshers, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's no longer a requirement for Posh Ambassador status. Who cares? But anyway, so they've removed the new poshers section. Done. Seller cancellation policy is now in writing. So you have to stay within 3% of your sales over the course of 90 days. So if you sell 100 items, you cannot cancel more than 3 of them. If you do cancel more than 3, then you will have repercussions. There are consequences now. Before we get on to that, it does exclude buyer requested cancellations, but you actually have to have that conversation with the buyer. You can't just pick it out of the air and say this is a buyer requested. They're not going to fall for that. You can't lie. So to me, that's a good thing. This is to stop those sellers that are just unorganized. I'm not going to call them bad sellers, but you know what? You have to be organized. You have to make sure that what you're listing is what you're selling. So you have to be honest in your listings. And yeah, you know what? Sometimes you do find a flaw when you're packing it up. It does happen. We're human, but this will also help you to know that you have to look at that article of clothing before you list it. You can't just be lazy and just sloppy with your listings or with your items. So I think it's going to stop some bad sellers, and I like that. 3% to me seems reasonable because I don't cancel a lot, knock on wood. So if you are more than that, let me know. Let me know whether you think that's a reasonable amount or not, because you know what, my business is different than your business. Okay, the big one this week is combined orders. People are talking about this. They did bring this out for the live show sellers, that at the end of the show, all the items will be combined. All the orders would be combined for each buyer. That way it was one shipping. Fantastic. They're now bringing it out for listings as well. So it's not just a show thing. It's in your listings. And what they're saying is that the seller has the capability to combine an order if it's within a 24-hour window. So if I have somebody shopping in my closet Monday morning and they buy something and they come back to it Monday evening and they buy something else, I have the ability to combine those orders with no repercussions, and the buyer only pays one shipping. Fantastic. I think this is great. I think buyers are going to like this because now they don't have to think so much. They can just sort of shop and shop and shop, and things will get combined for them. Hopefully, it is a seller activated thing because it says sellers now have the option to combine sales. So as a seller, I'm going to be doing that. One thing they did say in this little blurb on the blog is that once an order is shipped, it's no longer eligible. So that makes sense to me because it's shipped. It's gone. So if somebody buys something Monday morning and I decide I'm going to ship it Monday afternoon, and they buy something overnight on like between Monday and Tuesday, I can't combine that order because the order's already gone. So that's a little, do you wait 24 hours to ship then? Maybe, I don't know. It depends on whether it happens to you a lot or not. I think this is a great update. I think it's going to be really good for the buyers. They talked about streamlining the app notifications, so the share and follow notifications are going to have their own section. So it's not going to clutter up your news feed, so you'll have easier access to comments, likes, orders, things like that. I personally I got very used to just using the tabs, so I'll scroll my news feed a little bit, but then I go to the tabs. I go to comments, I go to likes, I go to orders, all that good stuff, and that's how I navigate it. So this might help that I don't have to do that, but we'll see. They've improved the bulk uploads. This is not a feature I personally use, so if you use it, you might like it. They have added Smart Sell to the bulk upload. Fantastic. I love Smart Sell. I'm using it all the time now. It's working really well for me. The Hot Deals label, it's been around for me for a while, but now they're bringing it out to everyone. We've talked about this. I don't think it does anything at the moment. Who knows? Be prepared if you are in Facebook groups, because people are getting it and I don't know what it is. So they're asking about it. Because there was some like that this week, and I was like, this is not new. This is old. How come you didn't know about it? But it wasn't out to everybody, so that's why. In the U.S., you're going to be able to order your shipping supplies on the app, which is fantastic. Very jealous as a Canadian, knowing that the Americans can get free shipping supplies. We do not have that. We do not have that at all here in Canada. Nothing. So I am very jealous that you can do that. And now they've made it even easier by adding it into the app that you can actually order your supplies. Fantastic. Wonderful. So a couple of things that they are talking about testing. So this is stuff that isn't out yet, but they're thinking about it or they're trying it out. They're talking about the search photo and the layout updates. So they're testing a different size, whether I think it's portrait, tall, and vertical images that will be able to be searchable, or you can use those photos to search, something like that. It's not really explained well on the blog. Shipping reminders. There's new reminders, including SMS texting if you opt in. I don't want them texting me. I have enough randos texting me. I don't want that, but you have to opt in for it. And there's going to be closet banners to remind you to ship. As someone who has a day shipping, I don't need a reminder, and it kind of annoys me, but there are people out there that don't ship regularly, or they don't ship timely. They might ship every week depending on their circumstances. Maybe they need a reminder. I don't know. But again, I think buyers might like this. They might like that their sellers are being reminded to ship, because there has been a problem with people not shipping items. So from a buyer's point of view, that's a good thing. Remind my seller to ship my item. They're going to be addressing inactive listings, which is about freaking time, because honestly, inactive closets or inactive listings just bring the platform down. It clutters the search. It clutters the platform itself. Buyers are asking questions and not getting responses, or they're putting in offers and not getting responses, and that frustrates a buyer. 100% that would frustrate a buyer. So dealing with those inactive closets and listings would be a really good thing across the board for the platform. Closet personalization. I don't know really what this means, except for it says to help buyers discover relevant listings more easily. I don't know what it means. Maybe it means that me as a buyer, I have certain things that I like, and they go with my history, and they bring those forward to me. I don't know. Anybody out there knows? Let me know. So all of these things that they're testing right now apparently are available to the US market, to Poshmark US. I don't know what that means either, except for in Canada, we don't get everything. Not right away, and that's normal. It's because we are a smaller market, 100%, and that's okay. It's okay. So, Poshmark blog, really good information on there. I do recommend that you read it, to subscribe to it. You get a lot of the updates. Also, if you go into Facebook groups, 100% go there to get up-to-date information, or if you have any questions. I do have my Poshmark Canada Facebook group linked down below, so if you want to join that, please go ahead. There's a couple of other really good American ones that I admin for. There's Poshmark Community Buyers and Sellers, 100% a fantastic group. Not a lot of drama. I love that. And there's also one called All Things for Resellers. That's a sister group to that one. And that deals with more with eBay, Etsy, Mercari, that kind of thing. Anyway, that is it for today. It is Saturday. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And I'm going to see you Monday morning when we go back to work and we go back to accountability. Oh my gosh. Anyway, everybody have a great weekend. Bye.